Well, hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Champion Car Wash Field here in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready for Doc Stewart's baseball this afternoon here on The Score. After a late night in Medford last night and didn't even finish off their doubleheader, the Doc Stewarts are right back to action as they wrap up 7 consecutive days of baseball. Today they host the Ben Lava Bears for a single 9-inning non-league matchup. They've changed it from a doubleheader to just the 9-inning ball game, so we'll have just the one contest for you here this afternoon as we make our way through. It'll be 9 innings between the Docs and the Lava Bears, and we've got the action coming up for you next here on The Score. It's great to be with you once again. I'm Joey Keeran. Boy, oh boy, was last night quite the adventure for the Doc Stewarts. After taking on the Medford Mustangs in a doubleheader, the Docs get this Ben team that is a high school club. It is all of the high school players from the Ben Lava Bears that are suiting down to play together this summer. They're not a Legion team. They are just kind of an independent program, getting opportunities to continue to improve together as they gear up for next school year. So it's a bit of a different look on the other side for the Doc Stewarts here today, a team that they do not know a whole lot about. I don't believe that anybody in our area, Roseburg, the 3A schools, Sutherland, South Umpqua, Douglas, the 2A, 1A schools, I don't believe anybody went over to play the Ben Lava Bears during the spring season, so we don't have quite the look at those guys. They've been Lava Bears. We don't have it up on the video stream. I believe they come in. They're not really necessarily keeping track of records and things like that for them this summer as they play just an independent schedule. No postseason tournaments or anything like that in the future for them. But their coach, Tyler Pendergast, telling me that he believes they're like about 5-3 on the season. Doc Stewarts are 4-7 on the year and looking to try and keep getting into the win column as often as possible. But last night down in Medford, Doc suffered a heartbreaker in Game 1, a 10-9 walk-off loss against the Mustangs. Docs led multiple times throughout that game, but could not hang on to a one-run lead in the bottom of the 7th as Medford scores twice to walk off with the win. Game 2 was something silly. We had a lengthy delay in between games as we waited for the umpires to be ready for the game. One of their umpires finding out here today. Initially, we were told that one of the umpires wasn't feeling well. We had a delay. Wasn't sure if he went home and they had replaced him or whatever it might be, but apparently wasn't feeling well, whether it was the heat, whether it was something he ate, and could be a mixture of the two. He was looking to just get a little bit extra time in between games to get himself ready to go for the second game of the day. So that delayed the start of Game 2. We got going late, and then once we got going, we had a power outage in the top of the 3rd. They couldn't turn the lights back on the stadium, and so we ended up having to have that game suspended. And now we wait to find out when, where, how they will try to make up that league matchup against the Medford Mustangs. So we'll keep you posted. We do bring that up with our coach's interview with head coach Cody Walton here coming up during the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. That is Roseburg Disposal. We talk with Cody Walton and talk a little bit about last night's matchup and then his point of view and what he knows about the possibility of a makeup game between the Docs and the Mustangs in the not-too-distant future. So that'll be coming up here in just a bit. We've got to look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineups coming up as well as we make our way towards first pitch of today's ballgame. Again, it is a non-league 9-inning matchup here today for the Docs and the Ben Lava Bears. We are looking at mostly sunny skies out there here at the moment. Temperatures are already warming up. We're looking at 81 degrees in Roseburg, expecting to hit a high of 90 this afternoon. Clouds will be kind of filtering in and out from sometimes kind of blocking out the sun a little bit, which is a bit nice. But overall, it's a sunny day here at the ballpark. Not much for a breeze at the moment, and temperatures are heating up. So we've got plenty to get to as we make our way through. I've got plenty of coffee to try and keep me alert as we go through. It was a late night. I know the team got back pretty late. I was pulling into my own driveway at midnight last night. Turn around back at the office for an early start time for my workday schedule here today. So, we'll see if we can make this one here together. If you're tuning in and joining us, thanks so much for tuning in for a little bit of Doc Stewart's baseball here this afternoon. And if you're watching online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel, We appreciate you tuning in and joining us there. You can head to 1490 The Score on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and that'll make sure you don't miss our next broadcast of Doc Stewart's Baseball throughout this summer season. I'm glad that I didn't miss this one. It would have been easy to hit the snooze alarm and just stay in bed this morning after that late night last night in a hot Medford ball game. But here we are, back at it today. All right, we'll go ahead and step away. Our first 2-minute break here in the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. When we come back, we'll catch up with Coach Cody Walton on our pregame coaches interview. Docs and the Lava Bears getting ready to square off today here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. I'm Joey Keeran. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Well, I don't know if any of us quite know what we're doing here, but we are back at the ballpark here once again. So Doc Stewart's get ready to take on the Bin Lava Bears in a single 9-inning non-league matchup. And joining us is Coach Cody Walton. If you really kind of processed what all went on last night, that was probably one of the weirdest nights at the ballpark I think I've experienced.
I'm right there with you. That makes two of us. I'm in the same position.
Looking back on it, obviously game one didn't go your way, but a competitive ball game against a really good Medford squad. The guys fought all the way through. Wasn't the cleanest of games, but just the resiliency from that team to kind of fight on a hot day where bodies were probably getting a little worn out. What'd you think of game one there last night?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was some messy baseball both sides, but for our guys to stay in there and really, really fight, and like we had a chance there at the end to win that. That's really cool to see these guys stay with that resilient piece, and I was proud of them on that in that sense.
Game two, I know the question that probably has no answer is where do we go from here? 1-0 lead in the top of the third when that game came to a close for the night. I'm sure it's a game that you would like to get made up and get completed. You guys need as many of those league game opportunities to get those wins on the board. So is there a game plan? Have we discussed anything? What's the kind of the plan moving forward?
Yeah, trying to work through that and then obviously see if we start off from the same spot or we restart that game. We're trying to figure that piece out too. But get that game in. That's going to be a big one for us. And we started that game a lot better the second go around there. So excited to get them on the schedule, but I'm not sure exactly when we're going to get that one in. Tight summer schedule makes it tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of games and not a lot of dates to get them in. So it'll be fun to see how that one works out. So we'll be keeping everyone on the notice on that one as we make our way through the rest of this season. Well, quick turnaround for the guys. Obviously a late night there. Even though we got done with game two early, it was still a late night. And what time did you guys get back here?
Yeah, we were around the midnight mark. I mean, we were up late, and obviously asking these guys to come back early is a tough turnaround. And so, yeah, we got back, and we knew it was going to be a tough one this morning.
Yeah, what have you noticed from the guys? Is there some maybe some groggy eyes out there? A little maybe. I don't know if these guys drink coffee yet, but, the guys that slurping down some energy drinks here to try and make it through this morning?
Yeah, we told them that. We got to mix some in with water. We said caffeine's going to play a little part in it for us today, absolutely, and just to get a little bit of that extra energy. These guys are young, so they'll bounce back a little bit more than it is for me and you maybe. But, yeah, we're telling them, get something going because it's going to be a hot one, and we're going to go to single 9 and give everything we got today.
Yeah, there's multiple coffee drinks up in my booth right now waiting for me to get back up there. Obviously, you played last night late, get it turned around here. How does the approach from the coaching staff go for this one? Obviously, we were starting to see some guys fatigue a little bit. It's been a long stretch of baseball. It's been hot. Tough one on the road last night with Medford, and just a tough opponent that you guys are facing. So, do you try to find ways to maybe get some guys that have been getting a lot of innings some rest here? Do you look to try and maybe just mix things up pretty consistently through this game? What's kind of your mindset going into it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I try to mix it in, definitely keep these guys rested. We got a couple guys that are banged up, so it's a little bit tougher to do on some pieces, but yeah, absolutely. We're trying to mix guys up and give some guys some rest, especially catchers, and see what we can do from there. And pitching's going to be a little bit interesting as we got to the tail end of this stretch, but we're going to find a way, and these guys will compete.
Obviously, on the other side, it's a team in Bend that is not necessarily, they're not a Legion team, so not one that we necessarily see a lot of. So I'm guessing that you're going into this one, a little bit blind and just let's roll it out there and play some baseball, huh?
No, absolutely, yeah. And we don't have a ton of a scouting report on these guys. They were excited to get down here and play, so we're excited about that piece. And yeah, new faces. I haven't seen these guys before. Obviously, different than the Redmond team. So
yeah. Well, we'll see how things go out there today as we get Doc Stewart's baseball taking on the Bend Lava Bears coach Cody Walton joining us here. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Hey, thanks so much, Joe.
Again, that is Coach Cody Walton joining us here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show as we get ready for today's contest between the Doc Stewarts and the Bend Lava Bears. Well, as we get ready, we will have a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineups for today's ball game. It is a single 9-inning contest, so we will play 9 and then go from there. We'll see how things play out for the Docs. It was interesting yesterday. The team definitely started to show a little bit of fatigue. Had a couple of guys saying that some things were hurting, some arms were a little bit tired, some legs were maybe cramping or sore or tightening up, whatever it may be. And so it was definitely one that the Doc Stewarts last night, feeling the fact that was day 6 in a row for the team playing baseball, dating back to last Wednesday when they took on the Fairfield Expos. From that point, they ended up going into the Doc Stewarts Father's Day tournament where they played 4 consecutive days. They play on Monday in a doubleheader down in Medford. So, hot one, league doubleheader. You knew it was going to be a big matchup. And the Doc Stewarts, after a bit of a draining game 1, unable to finish it off in the end. Could understand where guys maybe kind of feeling a bit out of it at that point. They started out game 2 pretty well, taking a 1-0 lead, but could not. We couldn't finish it because the lights went out. So that is where things stand there. And good to catch the opinions and the thoughts on that from head coach Cody Walton. And we will wait to find out exactly how that plays out. I did just get a text message about a schedule change for the Pepsi bottle caps coming up this season. Friday, June 26th versus Klamath will be a single 9-inning game here at Champion Car Wash Field starting at 1 o'clock. I think that might be changing from a doubleheader to a single game in that matchup for the Pepsi bottle caps against the Klamath Falls Falcons, who are playing a single-A schedule here this season. So that was a schedule change there, but we will wait to find out. It's just going to be interesting to see. There's not a lot of open dates and not a lot of extra time to try and squeeze in some ball games during this season. So to try and make up a league game that's important, you don't want to just throw it in the middle of something necessarily. You may have to, but you'll want to be prepared for a league game because those are what are going to help keep your season going. When it's all said and done, you need to have a certain finish in your league standings, be able to get into the postseason. And so you don't want to just try to randomly, casually put that game back on the schedule and see if you're able to make it up. You want to have your guys going in the lineup that you want to have. So that'll be a big makeup date for the Doc Stewarts and the Medford Mustangs when it all comes to fruition. But I imagine they will get it in somehow. And unless maybe if it gets to a point in the season where they realize it doesn't quite seem to matter, whether it's the Docs are in a spot to where they can get into the state tournament without having that, and if not playing it doesn't affect anybody else, then maybe they just don't end up making it up because it doesn't have an impact on things like the postseason schedule. I guess that could be a possibility, but as it stands right now, I believe the Doc Stewarts definitely want to get that one completed at some point. Coaches are exchanging the lineup cards at home plate, which means we are moments away from getting this one started. It's an afternoon affair. Here we've got music on the half shell at Stewart Park happening later tonight. That's why they've got the early start time here on this Tuesday. Squeeze this one in early, get done in time for half shell coming up tonight with the first music concert of the summer. That's a free music concert happening at Stewart Park that everybody gets out. I've already got my blanket out there. I'm going to relax in the lawn, listen to some music tonight, hang out with my wife a little bit. It's been a little while since we've gotten a chance to do that, so looking forward to that this evening once we get things wrapped up with tonight's ball game. All right, the teams are headed out on the field for the national anthem. We'll go ahead and step away for our final break here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Back after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Number 7, Paxton Burke. First base. Second base, number 3, Reagan Soper.
Getting ready for this one, let's take a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineups for the Ben Lava Bears, led today by Coach Tyler Pendergast. Silas Bruce will lead things off catching. Kendry Hiltz, the left fielder, will bat second. Uriah Johnson is pitching, hitting third. Nolan Goodman, the first baseman, will bat cleanup. Derek Lima at shortstop, hitting fifth. Jerry Jones, the second baseman, batting in the sixth spot. Simon Caldwell, the third baseman, batting seventh. Duke Lemke in center field will hit eighth. And Crew Knapp, the right fielder, batting in the ninth position for the Lava Bears. That's a look at Ben. Defensively for the Doc Stewarts here today, behind the plate, Mason Young. Out at first base, Danner Wirtz. At second base, Reagan Soper. On the left side of the diamond, it's Logan Anderson at third and Paxton Burke at short. In the outfield from left to right, Quinn Gaylor, Christian Corba, and Hayden Thompson. They'll look to support today's starting pitcher for the Doc Stewarts. That is Tegan Sprague on the mound, the right-hander out of Umpqua Valley Christian. He will get the baseball to start for the Doc Stewarts here today. All right, here we go. It is Silas Bruce.
Number 9, Silas Bruce.
That will get things started for us here. Your Southern Septic Service starting lineups. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered. Get a free no-obligation estimate today for your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. First pitch, misses low and outside. Ball 1, and we are underway here today. Silas Bruce, the catcher. He'll poke one in the air right side. That ball will get out of play down the right field side. That'll be strike 1 here at Champion Car Wash Field. Everything artificial turf here. 320 down the lines. 385 to dead center field as the 1-1 pitch from Sprague is low and outside. 2 balls and a strike for Bruce. 385 to dead center field. It's a little bit further out towards the alleys. It's a ballpark that plays pretty big. As a ground ball towards third base, Logan Anderson. An easy toss across the diamond to Danner Wirtz. There's one away as Bruce will ground out to start out the ball game. That'll bring up Kendry Hiltz, the left fielder for the Ben Lava Bears. Hiltz will stand in. Another right-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher. One down, the first pitch, fouled away for strike 1. Some hazy clouds that are rolling in from the west over things here at Champion Car Wash Field. Kind of almost a little feel like they're low-lying hazy clouds. It's pitch high and inside, 1-1 for Hiltz. Again, not much of a breeze here today. Nice little crowd showing up for us as a ball fouled back into the netting for strike 2. Decent crowd for a Tuesday afternoon game. A lot of familiar faces out there, starting to figure out who's who in the crowd when we travel around. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Sprague with a strikeout, his first in the ball game. Hiltz will go down swinging, 2 down, and it'll be Uriah Johnson, the pitcher, that'll get a chance to bat here in the 3 spot. Again, these are all members of the Bend High School baseball program. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Johnson. Johnson, one of the few guys on the roster today that is a member of the varsity squad. He was a freshman on the varsity team this year. Takes high and inside. A 1-1 count. Do have Mason Pendergast that is here. He was a senior on the varsity team. There's a ball on the hands, but that ball will go back to the mound to Tegan Sprague for the final out. A jam shot there for Johnson. He flies out to the pitcher for the final out. To finish my thought, Mason Pendergast, he's coaching at first base. He's an emergency player if needed for the Ben Lava Bears. Top of the first, it's 1-2-3 for Tegan Sprague. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Doc's coming up to bat. We'll get you their starting lineups when we come back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Take a look at our Southern Septic Service starting lineups for the Doc Stewarts, led by Coach Cody Walton. Paxton Burke leading off at shortstop, followed by Reagan Soper, the second baseman. Logan Anderson at third base, hitting third. Center fielder Christian Corba will bat in the cleanup spot. Danner Wirtz, the first baseman, batting fifth. Tegan Sprague, the pitcher, hits sixth. Batting seventh is the catcher, Mason Young. In right field, hitting eighth, Hayden Thompson. And rounding out the starting nine will be the left fielder, Quinn Gaylor. Looking at the defense for Bend, behind the plate, Silas Bruce, Nolan Goodman at first, Jerry Jones at second. Left side of the diamond, Simon Caldwell at third, and Derek Lima at short. In the outfield from left to right, Kendry Hiltz, Duke Lemke, and Crew Knapp. That is your starting defense, and they will look to support their starting pitcher on the bump here today. That is Uriah Johnson. Johnson, the class of 2029, right-hander on the mound, will be a sophomore next year out at Bend High School. His first pitch to the switch-hitting shortstop, Paxton Burke, is high away, and we are underway in the bottom of the first. A 1-0 count to start for Burke. Johnson will miss outside, a 2-0 count. Decent-sized kid out there. It looks like a hard thrower. Last night, Paxton Burke had a single in each of his first at-bats to start for the Doc Stewarts. Game 1 led off the game with a single. Game 2 led off with a single. He also had a triple in Game 1 and scored 3 times for the Docs as they lost 10-9 against Medford. Burke is out to a 3-0 count to get things started here. Johnson's 3-0 pitch, high for ball 4. So leadoff walk. Docs have a man on. Paxton Burke at first base. We'll see if the speedster looks to try and test the catcher, Silas Bruce, back behind the plate. Burke had 1 stolen base last night. First pitch, there he goes. The pitch is high. Throw down to second base. Going to be just a hair late. Good throw by Bruce, but it comes in just behind Paxton as he goes sliding into second base safely. So he will have a stolen base, get himself into scoring position here in this one. At the plate, a 1-0 count for Reagan Soper. Soper, the international kid out of New Zealand. Oh, it's an 0-1 count, excuse me. Soper will hit one in the air out towards left field. Going back, the left fielder, Hiltz, makes the catch. Tagging and going for third will be Burke. And so with 1 out, the Doc Stewarts will have a man at third base.
Now batting number 4,
and an opportunity to try and score first in this contest. That'll bring up the 3-hitter Reagan Soper after the fly ball out to left field. I mean, Logan Anderson is the 3-batter. I think I might have said Soper. First pitch low, ball 1. Behind the plate, Silas Bruce knocks it down, keeps it in front of him. I will plead for your forgiveness here early on in this one. Is a little bit of sleep deprived here today. We'll see how we make it through this one. Hopefully I don't get too squirrely on you. The 1-0, just off the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes for Anderson. 1 out with a man at third. Johnson misses high and inside. The count goes to 3-0. Docs have... Let's see, they took the lead first in both games against Medford, although Game 2 was suspended about a third of the way through. Not quite, but close. It's a strike on the inside corner on the 3-0 pitch from Johnson. Let's see, and the Docs, oh no, so they've taken the lead first in their last 2 games. Final game of the Father's Day tournament against Fairfield, they were trailing in that one, but came back to win. That pitch off the hand. And Logan Anderson trying to say hit by pitch. Behind the plate, Austin Stone, our home plate umpire here today. He was going to say foul ball off the bat there. And the question might be whether or not he was swinging at it or where it hit him. No, they're going to give him first base. So Anderson will get on with the hit by pitch. Doc still without a hit here in the first inning. Runners on the corners. And up to bat will be the cleanup man, Christian Corba. Corba will be in the same grade as Uriah Johnson. Both of them just finishing out their freshman year of high school. Johnson on the mound facing Corba at the plate. Good to see Corba back in the lineup. He was a late scratch in Game 2 yesterday. First pitch buzzes the tower, goes to the backstop. Up to second base will go Logan Anderson, but the backstop padding helps out the Bend Lava Bears. That wild pitch goes off the padding and goes right back to home plate, where Silas Bruce was waiting. He was able to get the ball, and that holds Paxton Burke from trying to score from third. A ball lifted in the air, foul territory. Read on it, and making the catch, third baseman Simon Caldwell. 2 away. Caldwell tracking that one just about into the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts down the left field side. Bullpens are playable, and you can make plays out there. It's still a live ball if it gets away into the bullpens. So good job there by Caldwell. In a new environment, understood the rules and makes the play for the out. First pitch now to Danner Wirtz, the first baseman, batting fifth. Takes for strike one. Uriah Johnson trying to work through this first inning and leave a couple of runners stranded on base for the Docs. The 0-1, taken low and outside, 1-1 count. Here in the bottom of the first, it's a scoreless ball game. Bend went down 1-2-3 in the top half of the first. Docs have seen 5 hitters come to the plate so far, but they have not been able to push across a run yet. Danner trying to get the first hit of the game, try and drive one in. He's got a 2-1 count. Hits that one in the air towards center field, going back. Now a few steps in for Duke Lemke. And the Doc Stewarts get 2 men into scoring position and cannot bring one of them in. From the get-go, looked as if they were possibly going to have a chance to try and get on the board first, but a nice job by the Lava Bears to keep the Docs off the scoreboard. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. So after 1 in this 9-inning ball game, it is still scoreless. We head to the top of the second on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Docs Baseball here on the Score is brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by and check them out. It's McClendon Smokehouse on West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Well, a scoreless first inning on both sides. The 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for Bend. First pitch swinging away, fouled over the right side for strike one by Nolan Goodman. Nolan Goodman starting at first base for Bend. He'll ground one third base side. That'll go foul as well. Strike two. Let's see here. Nolan Goodman. There he is. He was a freshman this last year. Played on the freshman team. Got a few guys off the freshman team. A handful of guys off the JV squad. Uriah Johnson has a strike three pitch across. Down on strikes goes Nolan Goodman. Tegan Sprague with his second strikeout in the game. First strikeout that he gets looking. Derek Lima will stand in with 1 out and nobody on. I was going to say Uriah Johnson. He's the lone guy that looks like he got some time at the varsity level for Bend this year. They had a decent number of seniors on their varsity squad. First pitch strike on the inside corner for Sprague, who is starting to pepper the strike zone here in the second inning. The right-hander will wind and fire. That ball fouled back into the netting for strike 2. Tegan Sprague for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts out of Umpqua Valley Christian. He'll be a senior coming up next year. He misses high, a 1-2 count. Sprague did earn that 2A, 1A Special District 5 Pitcher of the Year award as he gets a swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch, and that's his third strikeout in the ballgame. 2 down, and he'll look to try and make it another 1-2-3 inning here in the second. Jerry Jones will step in. Wonder if he gets confused for owner of the Dallas Cowboys. I would imagine probably not. Was the comment he's too short? Yeah, and he's left-handed. I don't know if Jerry is Jera is left-handed. The 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. Charging in. Paxton Burke will make the play. Throws over to Danner. And it is another 1-2-3 inning for Tegan Sprague and the Doc Stewarts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless between the Docs and the Lava Bears here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Bottom of the second inning, Docs will have Sprague, Young, and Thompson coming up. Today's game is sponsored by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs, where RV means real value. Uriah Johnson on the mound will face Tegan Sprague, who is so far has been looking sharp on the mound for himself. Sprague, just 4 hits. As we were going into last night's action, he had 4 hits on the season, but 2 of those hits were triples. He's been heating up a little bit here as of late, trying to keep that going. Look for the first hit in the game for the Docs as he takes a breaking ball low for ball 1. Let's see. In yesterday's game, Sprague was hitless in those 1 1/3 game yesterday. Hits one off the end of the bat. It'll roll towards second base. The quick throw to first will get him as Jerry Jones gets it over to Nolan Goodman. 1 away for the Stewies. Brings up Mason Young. Catching here in this one. He did catch one of the 2 games last night down in Medford. Docs are mostly, I don't want to say full strength. This ball fouled away for strike 1. I was going to say they're mostly full strength. They are missing Wade Molitor. He is off on a family trip. He will be back coming up tomorrow, back with the team. That'll be a great addition to have back on the roster as the 0-1 is high to Young, 1-1 count. Wade, a valuable arm in the rotation, as well as he can play in the field and hit, so definitely a guy that is a nice piece to have back, especially as you go through this long stretch of baseball. But the Docs also, Easton Bachmeyer had a little bit of a knee injury, flare back up. Ryan Shaver's been on the shelf with a knee injury as the ball fouled down the first base side into right field, into the bullpen, and that ricocheted off of something and comes all the way back out onto the field. It'll be a 2-2 count here for Mason Young. So Shaver hasn't seen any action so far this summer. And then Caleb York started the season getting some action, but he's had a back injury flare-up as the ball goes to the backstop for Uriah Johnson, and it's a full count for Mason Young. So the Docs have seen a few of the little injuries kind of flare up here as the summer has gotten underway. And hopefully they'll be able to make it through it without many issues. High and inside, and that's ball 4. And that'll put Mason Young on at first base. Second walk in the game for Uriah Johnson. He's also hit a batter. Logan Shipman will head on down to first, a run for the catcher. Courtesy runner. Man on at first with one away. Hayden Thompson, the right fielder, will get a chance to bat. Thompson had one of 3 hits for the Doc Stewarts in Game 2 before it came to a close. A pickoff throw to first base, not in time. Thompson might have come on as a courtesy runner in Game 1, but he didn't hit for himself in Game 1. Still waiting on the first pitch here in this at-bat. A couple of pickoff throws to first by Uriah Johnson, checking in on Logan Shipman. Shipman takes off. The pitch is inside. Behind the plate, Silas Bruce does not have a chance to try and throw down to second base. And so in safely is Logan Shipman out at second. Man in scoring position, a 1-0 count for the Doc Stewarts. Pitch goes to the backstop. Up to third base will go Shipman. So stolen base and a wild pitch, and he's 90 feet from home, and a base hit here for Hayden Thompson. Could possibly give him an RBI. That would be his first of the season. The 2-0 pitch from Johnson. Off the handles, fouled into the dugout for the Ben Lava Bears. Ricochets off the screen and right into the hands of, I believe that might be assistant coach today, Mason Pendergast down there. That is strike 1. Count goes to 3-1. I should have clipped that one on our video stream. I could have shown that to you on one of the other camera angles, but I didn't think about it in time. A 3-1 pitch is fouled away by Thompson, and he finds himself with a full count. Hayden Thompson, out of Bandon High School, graduating this year. He's headed to Lassen Community College. Played football out at Bandon as well. His 3-2 pitch goes behind him to the backstop, and it will kick out. The pitcher will be the one to actually collect that ball out down the first base side. And the Doc Stewarts will have runners at first and third with one out as another walk there for Uriah Johnson. His third walk. Doc still without a hit in this one. Thompson on base at first. Quinn Gaylor will come up to bat. You've got Logan Shipman running at third base as the courtesy runner for the catcher. Doc's trying to get a lead here. First pitch, low and outside. Stealing second base will go Thompson. That'll put him into scoring position. Docs had runners at second and third in the first inning, but could not capitalize. We'll see if Quinn Gaylor can do something. He pops this one up, foul territory, giving chase in the bullpen, running out of room, and kind of pulled up early. Simon Caldwell, he might have had a chance of playing that one, but you get into the bullpen. They've got the hitting cage for batting practice, the turtle out there, and you don't really have a lot of warning with a warning track with the turf changing colors or anything like that in that area, so definitely a little cautious as that ball bounces off the turf. A 2-1 count now for Quinn Gaylor, the left fielder, batting in the 9 spot in the lineup. Gaylor also was a freshman this year out at Sutherland High School, where he earned all league honors. Stands back in with his open stance. He'll ground one up the middle. It'll go to second base. Jerry Jones will get the out at first, but it drives in a run. So it's an RBI ground out for Quinn Gaylor. Doc Stewart's take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Up to third base goes Hayden Thompson. As coming in to score, Logan Shipman will come across the plate in place of Mason Young. 2 down. 1-0 lead. Paxton Burke up to bat for a second time. Burke, first time up, walked. He takes low and inside for ball 1. Paxton Burke heading off to Lewis Clark State College next year. He'll ground one first base side, past a diving attempt by Nolan Goodman at first. That one rolls into the corner. Burke heading for second base. He will pull up there with the Docs' first hit in the ball game. It's an RBI double coming here in the second inning. Burke picks up the RBI. He's in scoring position, and the Doc Stewarts lead this one 2-0. Thompson comes in to score.
Now batting number 3.
Up to bat will be Reagan Soper. That ball was right down the line at first base, and then it goes into the corner. And there's one right down the line at third base for Soper, but it was just a hair foul wide of the bag at third. That'll be strike 1. Soper flew out to left field his first time up. He's got the 0-1 count, 2 down with a man at second. That pitch is low, 1-1. Soper's last action was on Sunday when the Doc Stewarts finished out against the Fairfield Expos. Did not get to play last night in Medford because it was a league game. He'll hit one through the left side. On the run was Burke. He's going to turn and head for home as the throw to first is not in time, and Burke will come around to score. The shortstop, Derek Lima, nice job to try and make the play across the diamond. He was not going to get Soper, who's pretty speedy out there. He'll get an RBI on the single on the infield. What I probably would have liked to have seen Derek Lima try to do is fake as if he was going to throw across the diamond, and he would have probably had a good chance of trying to get Paxton Burke scoring at home. Burke never slowed down going around third. They could have maybe looked to the plate. Lima would have had time to at least settle himself briefly to try and throw home. If he had made a good throw, he might have been able to get Burke sliding in. Pick-off throw to first. Back in safely goes Soper. But, you know, that's a play that comes with a little bit of experience there. Derek Lima, a junior this year, will be a senior next year. Takes low and inside, does Logan Anderson. Anderson an 1-0 count. Pitch is high again. It's a 2-0 count here for Anderson, who was hit by a pitch his first time up on the hand. And here comes a visit out to the mound for Tyler Pendergast to go out and have a conversation with his team. Getting that play by Derek Lima, great job to cover some ground, get to that ball. Made a good throw, accurate throw to first. It was just not going to be in time to try and get Reagan Soper. By the time he fielded that ball, Burke never broke his stride going around third, and I was thinking initially they could easily try to make a play at the plate on Paxton. A good throw would have probably gotten him by maybe a couple of steps. But for Lima, his thought all around was going towards first base. And because of that, he made that throw across, and there was never a play to be made at home to try and get Paxton Burke. The hope was just that they'd get the final out of the inning at first, and Reagan Soper beat it out by a couple of steps. So the Doc Stewarts with 3 runs on the board here in the second. The pitch in is low, running to second base, sliding in safely as Soper as the ball gets away. A 3-0 count for Anderson, now with a man in scoring position as the Docs continue to be aggressive on the bases. That is the 3rd stolen base here in this inning, 4th in the game for the Docs. 3-0 pitch to Anderson, down the middle for a strike. Uriah Johnson gets back into the at-bat. 3-hitter in the lineup for the Docs. Logan has been doing a good job at driving in runs out of the 3-hole. He will take a walk here, though. Been hit by a pitch and walk now. He's on base once again. 4th walk in the game for Uriah Johnson. And runners at first and second with 2 down. Christian Corbo will bat.
Next batter, number 1, Christian Corbo.
Corbo, a late scratch out of the lineup last night. Muscles were getting tight on him. Good to see that things have rebounded after a night of sleep and some hydration as he swings and misses for strike 1. Great to have him back in the lineup. The 0-1 from Johnson with runners at first and second. The pitch goes to the backstop. And that'll move everybody up 90 feet. 1-1 count for Christian Corba. Last night here at Champion Car Wash Field, the Pepsi Bottle Caps were taking on the Ole's Athletics. And they end up with a split in that one after an exciting win in Game 1. The 1-1 Corba hits it towards center field. That ball will push back Duke Lemke, but he's underneath it. Makes the catch for the final out here in the second. Doc Stewart sent 8 hitters to the plate. They scored 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and you had 2 runners left on base. Doc Stewart's in front 3-0 as we go to the top of the third in a 9-inning ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
First batter for the Lava Bears to lead off. Top of the third inning. Number 17,
Joey Keeran here with you. Doc Stewart's baseball. A non-league 9-inning game against the Ben Lava Bears. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up here to start the third inning for Ben. First pitch, big cut, but a swing and a miss by Simon Caldwell, the third baseman. Caldwell, Lemke, and Knapp, the 3 batters due up against Tegan Sprague. The 0-1 pitch is outside. The count goes to 1-1. Today's ball game is brought to you by Roseburg Country Club. A 1-1, swung on and missed for strike 2. Established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Sign up before the end of the month. They've got some deals going on right now. Swing and a miss on the 1-2. Strike 3 for Caldwell. 4th strikeout in the ballgame for Tegan Sprague. He retires the first man here in the third. Duke Lemke will step in. 3-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts as we begin the third inning. Lemke fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Great to see our international fan base has tuned in. Hello in New Zealand. The 0-1 pitch. Low and outside. I guess I should say good morning to our folks out in New Zealand. Let's pitch in for a strike on the outside corner. It is just after 7:30 there in Auckland, New Zealand on Wednesday morning as the ball fouled off. Staying alive here for Duke Lemke. It's always funny to think they're in the future compared to us here. The 1-2 pitch, high and away. No, they don't know the winning lotto numbers. I guarantee it. 2-2 count. Sprague will deliver. And Lemke will take outside. The count will go full for the 8-hitter here, the lefty at the plate. Sprague. Well, before his next pitch, the batter will step out. Three-two pitch, there's ball 4, and the Ben Lava Bears will have their first base runner here today. A walk issued by Sprague. The 9-hitter Crew Knapp will stand in. The 9-hitter takes high for ball 1. Another lefty at the plate for The Lava Bears, I believe that's their third lefty in the lineup here. Sprague, a deep breath, drops the shoulders, looks in. Squaring to bunt is Knapp. He will take high and away. Count goes to 2-0. Not sure if Sprague is fatiguing already here. It is a warm one, that's for sure. Kind of a muggy day here at the ballpark. Fires in, and Knapp tries to lay down a sacrifice bunt with a man at first and one away, but he fouls it off. Two balls, a strike with one down. The 9-hitter at the plate. Crew Knapp waits on the delivery. Squares to bunt again. Will get a piece of it and fouls it off of the catcher, Mason Young. Young got up out of his crouch. The pitch was high, and Crew Knapp, instead of letting it go by for what would have been ball 3, tries to get it down. Got a piece of it. It fouls back and then hits off of Mason Young. They'll give him a minute, and Coach, I think that's Coach Doolittle, wanders out. Check on the catcher. Make sure he's all right. Mason Young will get back in the crouch as we continue the at-bat. A 2-2 pitch coming up for Tegan Sprague. Inside. Count goes full once again. Doc Stewart's wearing the white tops, white trousers with the pinstripes. Doc's across the chest in black here today. Numbers on the front and the back in black. Everything outlined in red. It's a ball slapped foul towards the Doc's dugout. Count will stay 3-2 here against the 9-hitter Knapp. On the other side, Ben wearing their gray trousers, the dark navy blue tops with the gold-yellow numbers on the front and the back of the jerseys. Little gold trim around the edge of the sleeves and the collar. Pickoff throw to first base. Diving back into the bag goes Lemke. Full count pitch once again coming up for Sprague. He'll kick and deliver in. Misses inside. That is his second consecutive walk. He retired the first 7 batters in a row with 4 strikeouts, but now he's walked back-to-back hitters. And Ben, with just 1 out, has a little bit of activity on the bases here, looking to try and take advantage, trailing 3-0. Prompts a visit out to the mound for pitching coach A.J. Doolittle. Breaking the action, we'll tell you that today's game is brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Well, the Docs will have tomorrow off. It'll be their first day off in a week. They've got tomorrow off, and then they are back to action with another noon start time on Thursday as they welcome in the Clackamas Cavs for a 9-inning ball game. They've got Friday off, and then they're back to action with what at the moment is planned to be a doubleheader on Saturday against the Reno. I got to look up and see what their name was again. Reno is coming to town, though. Gladiators, there we go. As a ball out towards right center on the run. Catch is made. The runners all tag up and hold as Silas Bruce will fly out to right field. Hayden Thompson running underneath that one. 2 away.
The next batter, number 14, Kendry Hiltz.
So Silas Bruce flies out to right field. That one had a shot at getting down in the alley. Just hung up a little bit too long. Kendry Hiltz will stand in. Hiltz 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first time, and he swings through a breaking ball for strike 1. So the Docs will have a couple of days off here in the next handful of days. Saturday's doubleheader is currently scheduled to be here at home with an 11:30 start time. The ball fouled away by Hiltz. That'll be strike 2. If everything goes according to plan, I believe Carter Stedman will be filling in for me on Saturday, covering those games for you here on the radio and on our video stream. So give me a chance to maybe have a weekend here after this long stretch of baseball. The 0-2 pitch, fouled into the net. With 2 down, you've got 2 runners on for Bend here in the top of the third. It's a 3-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts in front of the Bend Lava Bears. Second time up to the plate for Hiltz as we make the second time through the lineup here for Bend. The 0-2. That ball fouled off, hit off the turf, and then I think it bounced up and hit him in the helmet. Stays an 0-2 count. 2-hitter in the lineup for the Lava Bears. Second time getting to see Tegan Sprague here. The 0-2, fouled back to the netting again. Well, it was a late night for us last night down in Medford. The Mustangs didn't have to drive home after all of the festivities wrapped up there in Medford, but they did have to get up early, and they make a road trip. They've got a doubleheader getting started 4 o'clock this afternoon, 5 hours away down into California. As a pitch outside, a 1-2 count for Kendry Hiltz. The Area 4 rival out of Medford. They are taking on the Cal State Peloteros. A doubleheader starting at 4 o'clock tonight. It's a 5-hour drive as a ground ball towards short. Picked up by Burke. Bobbled for a minute, but he gets it to second base in time. That'll retire Crew Knapp. Burke out there, the experienced shortstop, did not rush the play despite a little bit of a bobble there. Scoops it up, gets it to the bag at second in time. Reagan Soper there to receive it, and that's the final out here in the top of the third. So Hiltz with a fielder's choice will finish it out. For the first time in the ballgame, the Bend Lava Bears had a couple of runners on base, but they cannot capitalize on it. We go to the bottom of the third. It's a 3-0 ballgame. Doc Stewart's in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Danner Wirtz leads things off for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the third. He'll take the first pitch low for ball 1. We welcome you back here. Joey Keeran with you. Today's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Low and inside, 2-0 count now for Wirtz, who is 0 for 1 in the game. Flew out to center field in his first at-bat. Facing Uriah Johnson, who's still out there dealing for the Lava Bears. Low and a 3-0 count. Doc Stewart's with 2 hits in the ball game. Didn't have a hit until the second inning. Finally came through with a couple of outs. They get a couple of hits that drive in some runs. 3-0 pitch here by Johnson. He does work one across for a strike. A 3-1 count. That one hit sharply foul past Coach Bennett down on the third base box. Count goes full for Wirtz. You've got Coach Bennett down there. Coach Royal out on the first base side for the Doc Stewarts. 3-2, outside ball 4. Wirtz draws the walk. That's the 5th in the ball game for Uriah Johnson. He's also hit one man.
The next batter, number 8, Tegan Sprague.
Runner on at first. The pitcher, Tegan Sprague, will come up to bat. He looks to the dugout for the signal from Coach Cody Walton. Could be a bunt opportunity here. Work on some small ball. Nope, swinging away. 0-1 count to start off for Sprague. So we were talking about the Pepsi Bottle Caps last night, splitting their doubleheader against the Ole's Athletics. A big win, a walk-off victory in Game 1, 4-3. Camden Decker out of Roseburg High School with the walk-off single to win it. The ball fouled back. Strike 2 for Sprague. And then the Athletics, they rally in Game 2, and boy, did they put it on the the Pepsi Bottle Caps. 11-0 in 5 innings. So walk-off win for Pepsi in Game 1, and then got boat raced in Game 2. Up next, they're scheduled to take on the Eugene Armadillos on Wednesday. That ball down the right field side towards the line. Long run. Diving attempt by Krunap is out of his reach. It'll rattle around in the right field corner. They've got Danner heading for third. They'll put the brakes on there. It's a double for Tegan Sprague down the right field line. And the Doc Stewarts have runners at second and third with nobody out. Just the third hit in the ballgame for the Docs. Valiant attempt out there by Krunap. Laid out to try and get to that ball. It looks like, it did land fair. So, yeah, it was going to be a fair ball. He did everything he could to try and get it into his glove or get a stop on it. But it was just out of his reach. Sprague running with the possibility of that ball being caught. Danner had to hold up for a bit, so he didn't get a super break on that one. And that's why he ends up just at third. Runners at second and third. An 0-1 pitch now to Mason Young. Young will put it in the air out towards left center. Tagging up is Wirtz at third base. He will leave. Both runners tag in advance. Nobody's covering third base. And so a run will score, and up to third goes Tegan Sprague. Sac fly for Mason Young. He picks up an RBI. That one out to center fielder Duke Lemke for the first out. 1 run in. Doc Stewart's lead at 4-0. A man at third base with 1 down, and Hayden Thompson will bat. Thompson, a walk, and he scored the second run of the game for the Docs back in the second inning. Swing and a miss to start things off for Thompson. Here in the bottom of the third inning, Docs in front 4-0 against the Ben Lava Bears. A pitch low and outside, 1-1 count. The pitch is high for Johnson. The pitcher missing high to Hayden Thompson here. Working out of the windup with a man at third. Uriah Johnson winds and fires. Thompson will send this one high into the air to left field. Came in, now having to race back, and that ball kept carrying on Kendry Hiltz. Out to second base will be Hayden Thompson. As easily coming in to score will be Tegan Sprague. Sprague was waiting to tag and try to score. Instead, that ball just kept carrying on Kendry Hiltz out there. He came charging in off the bat. And ended up, that ball got over his head and just kept heading out towards the fence. It'll be a double with an RBI for Hayden Thompson. Now the 9-hitter Quinn Gaylor will bat. Still just 1 out here in this third inning for the Doc Stewarts. They've had 2 runs come in. They've had 2 doubles and a walk so far. Gaylor takes low for ball 1. 1 out, a man out at second base. It's high and goes to the backstop. Up the third base will go Hayden Thompson. The wild pitch is obviously not ideal for Uriah Johnson, but man, every time he throws one back there that gets away from him like that, it hits hard off the backstop and ricochets all the way back out to the plate. So he's getting at least good bounces off the backstop when they go back that direction. That might be a silver lining situation there. I'm not sure that's ideal, but he's getting something. Misses high and away. Count goes to 3-0 against Quinn Gaylor. 1 out with a man at third. Docs with 2 runs in so far here in the third inning. It is 5-0, and there is ball 4 for Gaylor. So a walk puts runners on the corners. Still just the 1 out. And the top of the order coming up to bat. Out to the mound goes Silas Bruce to have a conversation with the pitcher. Third time up to bat for Paxton Burke in his mini innings. He has a walk and a double. Picked up an RBI with the double in the second inning and eventually came around to score. There's one out in the inning. Burke will step in, the lefty. Out of Roseburg High School. Just got back from playing in that All-Star Series. He takes high. Stealing second base goes Gaylor. The catcher, Silas Bruce, looked to third base rather than trying to throw out Gaylor at second base. So now the Docs with runners at second and third. Burke at the All-Star Series. He was 0 for 5 as he chops one towards first base. This will score a run, and it gets by the first baseman as well. So that'll be an infield single for Burke. And up to third base goes Gaylor. Is coming in to score was Thompson. And it's now 6-0 Docs in front. Runners still on the corners with one out. Burke hits a gets a second RBI here today from the dugout. Someone yelling, way to hit the ball hard. A chopper towards first there for Burke. And it's just, this turf can be tricky, and especially if you're not familiar with playing on it, or maybe if you're not familiar with playing on turf in general, you can get some hops that are a little springier than you expect, and that's what happened there for first baseman Nolan Goodman. He thought he was in position to get that ball. It took a hop off the turf that he did not expect, and it was out of his reach, and that allowed Burke to get on at first base safely. Hayden Thompson scoring, and Quinn Gaylor up to third. One out and runners on the corners. A visit out to the mound for Coach Pendergast. That just cracked me up a little bit there. Way to hit it hard there, Paxton, on a ball that he does not get out of the infield. But it did the job he needed it to. Drove in a run. It's 6-0 Docs in front. Today's game brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall. Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Call 541-378-6694. Burke in that All-Star Series. As mentioned, he was 0 for 5, but put the ball in play every time. Started game 1 at second base. Entered into the game in game 2 at shortstop. So got to see a lot of action in that one for the South team. Burke will steal second. The throw goes down to second base. They were looking to cut it off short. The second baseman, Jerry Jones, knocked it down. Couldn't field the short hop. So Burke is into second base with his second stolen base of the game. Runners at second and third. A ball down the third base side, sharply hit by Reagan Soper, gets by Simon Caldwell at third, deep into the corner. Soper in with a double, and the Doc Stewarts add 2 more runs on, and it is now 8-0. Docs in front on the RBI double by Soper. He drives in a pair on that ball down the third base side. His second hit in the game. Burke comes around to score for a second time. Gaylor scores for a first time. Uriah Johnson will face Logan Anderson, who bats with a man at second base, still just one out. First pitch, called strike 1 for Anderson. So Docs have put a big number on the board here early against the Bend Lava Bears. A 9-inning ball game here for Bend. And the Docs, as a pitch outside, 1-1 for Anderson. Logan has been hit by a pitch and walked in his 2 at-bats so far. Or, well, I should say 2 plate appearances so far. Does not have an official at-bat. The 1-1. High and inside. 2 balls and a strike for Anderson. He's the 8th man to come up to bat here in the 3rd inning for the Docs. The 2-1 delivery. Hit hard left side. Past a diving attempt by Lima. Holding up at third base will be Soper. On with a base hit is Logan Anderson. So the 3-hitter on base for a third time. Soper up to third base. And again, runners on the corners, and we get another visit out to the mound for Coach Pendergast And that'll mean a pitching change coming here for the Bend Lava Bears. The ninth hitter coming to the plate will be Christian Corba. He'll inherit runners at first and third, looking to try and continue to add to Doc's lead. It is 8-0. New man on the mound for the Bend Lava Bears. When we come back, we'll take a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Bottom of the third inning here at Champion Car Wash Field. Joey Keeran with you, along with Dale Cranford back in the radio studio here today, doing the production work for us back in that direction. As we bring you Doc Stewart's Baseball here on the Score, it's brought to you by Waldron's Outdoor Sports, your locally owned hunting, fishing, and outdoor sports headquarters. Check out their new location on Northeast Stevens in Roseburg. Docs have runners on the corners with just one out there, leading 8-0 against Bend. And the Lava Bears make a pitching change here in the third inning. It'll be a lefty to take over on the mound. Coming in to pitch will be Crew Knapp, who started in right field. He will take over on the mound. So Knapp heads to the bump for Uriah Johnson. See if we can figure out where everybody else ends up at. They only got one guy in the dugout. So they do not have necessarily the deepest bench here today, so I imagine that Uriah Johnson had to stay in the game somewhere. Jerry Jones still at second. At first base is still Nolan Goodman. At shortstop is Derek Lima. At third base, Simon Caldwell. It does look like they just go on a straight swap. They put Crew Knapp in right field, they take Crew Knapp out of right field and they put Uriah Johnson out there. So he will move to right field defensively after pitching 2 1/3 innings for Bend here in this one. Crew Knapp will take over on the mound, and it'll be Christian Corba, the first man to face him. At third base is Reagan Soper. At first base is Logan Anderson. Corba fouls back the first pitch for strike one. Or actually, sorry, I guess I assumed that was the case. That ball actually ended up on the infield. So they get the out at first. I could have swore that ball came off the bat and went to the backstop right away. They end up getting the out at first base. Or actually getting the out on a fly ball to first base, I should say. My apologies. Again, a little bit sleep deprived. Stealing second base goes Logan Anderson. So runners at second and third. There's 2 down. The 1-0 pitch to Danner Wirtz is lifted left side, twisting and turning off the glove for Kendry Hiltz. 2 runs will come in to score for the Doc Stewarts, and it is now 10-0 here in the third inning. Wirtz is on at first base. So just a recap there for you. That ball that I thought was fouled away for Christian Corbett was a fly ball that was caught by the first baseman.
Batter number 8, Keegan
And then on the very next pitch, Logan Anderson stole second. And then on the very next pitch, Danner Wirtz flies one to left field. 2 runs will come in on the drop fly ball. Swing and a miss by Tegan Sprague. Sprague facing the lefty. Pitch is low. He's got himself a 1-1 count. So that drop ball in left field, that'll be the first error in the game for Bend. Where it's on at first base, 2 runs scoring on that error. Strike on the corner. Makes it a 1-2 count here for Tegan Sprague, who had a double already here in this 3rd inning. A ball down the right field line. Diving attempt by Crew Knapp, couldn't come up with it. Knapp now on the mound facing Tegan Sprague. The 1-2 pitch is grounded foul 3rd base side. Docs were leading 3-0 starting this 3rd inning. They have now put up 7 runs. All 7 come across against Uriah Johnson. Knapp with the 1-2 count, 2 down, a man at first. Sprague will pop one up right side. It's another one in a troublesome spot. It'll land fair. And Sprague is looking for his 2nd double of the inning, and he will get in safely. Going first to third is Danner Wirtz. 2 doubles in the inning on a couple of balls just blooped to the right side for Tegan Sprague. He finds himself standing at second base. Out at third base is Danner Wirtz. And Mason Young will bat. He's 0 for 0 in the game. 2 plate appearances. He's walked, and he is flown out to center field on a sac fly. Amos Bowers will come in to run for Tegan Sprague, the courtesy runner for the pitcher. It's 10-0. Doc Stewart's in front. Young will ground one towards second. It's fielded by Jones. Whips it over to Goodman at first, and that will finish things off here in the 3rd inning. So that will do it for the 3rd inning. Doc Stewart's put 7 runs on the board, and they take a 10-0 lead as we go to the top of the 4th here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Doc Stewart's leading 10-0 as we start the top of the 4th inning. Braxton Gary now back behind the plate for the Docs, getting a chance to catch and helping give a bit of a break to their everyday catchers in Mason Young and Amos Bowers, and getting an opportunity to get some time behind the plate. Uriah Johnson now in right field, leading things off. First pitch from Tegan Sprague is in for a strike. Today's game brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. At the corner of Bellows in Harvard and Roseburg, Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Pitch misses low, 1-1 for Johnson. Uriah in the first inning flew out back to the pitcher. Foul tip into the glove for strike 2. Looks like everybody else out there still the same guys from before. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. That'll do it for Uriah Johnson here in the fourth inning. That is the fifth strikeout in the game for Tegan Sprague. One down. Nolan Goodman will come up to bat. He struck out looking his first time up. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Battling the sun, the middle infielders. It'll be Tegan Sprague not Tegan Sprague. It'll be Reagan Soper at second base. That'll take it. There's 2 away. Derek Lima will bat. Lima, a strikeout victim in the second against Sprague. First pitch outside gets by Gary. That's now back behind the plate. The 1-0 is high and inside. 2-0 count. Docs Baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Swing and a miss. Big cut out of Derek Lima there on the 2-0. Sprague looking to try and keep this a shutout. Misses inside. The count goes to 3-1. Facing Derek Lima, the shortstop. Misses low and inside. That'll be ball 4. That's the third walk in the game for Sprague. That's the one blemish he has on the day is the base on balls. Issues a 2-out walk. Jerry Jones will bat, the second baseman. Jones, a left-handed batter. Right-handed thrower out at second base. First pitch, grounds it towards short. Paxton Burke collects, gets it over to Sprague. That was the final out, but Sprague tried to get 4 outs here in the fourth inning. Whipped it over to first, unnecessary. They get 3 outs, and the Doc Stewarts will keep the shutout intact. Jerry Jones, a fielder's choice to finish things in the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 10-0 lead. Doc Stewart's in front against the Ben Lava Bears on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Docs baseball here at Champion Car Wash Field here on a Tuesday afternoon. Docs leading big against the visiting Ben Lava Bears, a single 9-inning planned game. I would guess that there is an opportunity that this one ends early after 5 innings with a 10-run mercy rule if the lead remains at 10+ as it is right now. We'll see. I mean, Ben made the trip all the way over here to play some baseball. I don't know if they would continue it on or not, but it's definitely a possibility. Weirder things have happened in Legion baseball. Just look back to last night when the Doc Stewarts had a game suspended midway through because the power went out and the lights wouldn't come back on. So 10-0 our score. Docs in front. Hayden Thompson, the scheduled batter here, will stand in, leading things off in the fourth inning. He takes a strike from the lefty Crew Knapp for strike 1. Thompson, 1 for 1 in the game, had an RBI double. Also has walked in this one. He has scored twice. He takes outside, a 1-1 count. Thompson had limited action coming into the week yesterday. was in the lineup, game 2. He hits one through the left side. That's another base hit for him. Good way for him to start feeling good about things here on the summer. He was gone on a family trip to start things off, so he missed a number of games. And now is back with the team, and I think we expect him to be around for the rest of the summer. So he had not played much, had not had a hit. Going into yesterday's action against Medford, he had a hit in his first at-bat of the second game, his only action of the night. So came into the week without a hit. He's had now 3 hits between yesterday's second game of the doubleheader that got started but not finished, and now with a couple of hits here in today's game as well. At the plate is going to be Braxton Gary, who came in to catch in the last inning defensively. Now he gets his first at-bat. He'll take high, and he's got a 2-0 count. Braxton Gary, this will be his second plate appearance of the summer for the Doc Stewart's. Been playing a little bit with the Pepsi bottle caps as well. He takes a strike, 2-1 count. 2 balls, a strike with nobody out. Hayden Thompson on at first. A breaking ball missing low for Crew Knapp. It's a 3-1 count. Gary stands back in, looking to swing away. Check swing. He holds up. Excuse me, this is Shipman. I was incorrect there. That's Logan Shipman that's batting for Gaylor. I bet that Gary will be coming up for Mason Young if I had been paying attention a little bit closer there. My apologies. I gave all that love to Braxton Gary. We may talk about him a little bit later. Logan Shipman draws the walk. Lefty at the plate. Paxton Burke will get a chance to bat right-handed with nobody out and 2 runners on. We don't see him hit right-handed too often, but he's seemingly just as solid from both sides of the plate. He just gets more reps as a left-handed batter because mostly facing right-handed pitching. Logan Shipman at first base. Out at second base is Hayden Thompson. Both runners will move up 90 feet as the ball gets by. Silas Bruce back behind the plate. Couldn't get to the pitch outside. So you've got runners at second and third now. A 2-0 count for Burke. Logan Shipman, he had only had 3 plate appearances going into yesterday's action against Medford. I haven't had updated numbers. As a ball popped right side. Might be playable for Johnson out there. He makes the catch, tagging, heading for home. The throw, it was close, but he could not handle it at the plate. Bruce could not get it in the glove. Sliding in safely is Thompson on what was a close play at the plate. 1 away, a run comes in. It's 11-0 now. Doc's in front.
Now batting number 3, Reagan Soper.
Brings up the 2-hitter, Reagan Soper, after the sac fly by Paxton Burke. Burke with 3 RBIs now in this game. First pitch, a strike to Reagan Soper, who is 2 for 3 in the game with 3 RBI. The 0-1. Soper swings through for strike 2. So with a big lead in a non-league matchup here, Doc's allowing some guys to get into the lineup and get some reps here. The pitch low on the 0-2 pitch. Crew Knapp out there trying to get the second out with a man at second base. Logan Anderson is the on-deck hitter, still in the game. Pitch bounces in front of the plate, taking off, heading for third will go Shipman. Wild pitch, bounces off the protector for Bruce. He chases it down, but up to third base. Shipman gets the extra 90 feet. 2-2 count for Reagan Soper. Low and outside, and it goes full. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Full count pitch on the wind and fire. Crew Knapp gets one down the line. That ball goes by the third baseman, Simon Caldwell. And racing for second base goes Soper. He's not settling. He takes 2 on that one. Coming in to score was Shipman on the hit down the line. As Crunap gives up another hit here in the 4th inning. That'll be a double. It hopped right by the glove for Caldwell. Caldwell, the third baseman, that ball just over his glove as he tried to backhand it. Tough play there at the bag. So we'll give a hit, a double for Reagan Soper. Soper out at second base. Still 1 out. Pitch high for ball 1 to Logan Anderson. Docs with 2 hits here in the 4th inning. Up to 10 hits total in the ballgame. Anderson sends one in the air down the right field side. Out of play. Everybody chases a bit. That ball will hop out of the bullpen and out of the ballpark. Strike 1. A 1-1 count for Anderson. They announced the afternoon has rolled in, so if somebody's looking for a cold one, they've got Backside Brewing open down in the clubhouse. So if you're driving around and you're thinking, I could check out of work a little early, come on by the ballpark. You can enjoy a cold one as that pitch inside nearly gets Anderson. It gets by. It didn't hit him. It gets by the catcher, Bruce, and up to third base goes Soper. Two balls, a strike for Logan Anderson. He's 1 for 1 in the game, been hit by a pitch, walked, and has a single. He'll take outside. The count goes to 3-1. We were thinking it was a late night last night for the Docs, and it was. Definitely was. It's a 3-1 pitch up the middle. Will drive in another run for the Docs. It's 13-0 as Logan Anderson has his second hit and his first RBI. Anderson's on at first. Soper comes in to score. 3 runs have come in here in the 4th inning. 1 out with Anderson on at first. Christian Corba. Corba is the one man in the lineup that has not reached base here today. He will stand in, looking to change that. He has flown out 3 times. He hits one, and there we go. Just like that, needed 1 pitch. He pokes it out towards right center. Anderson going first to third, dives in head first. They throw to second base, and the tag will get down on Corba. He'll get a single, but he tried to stretch it with the throw coming back in, and he is tagged out at second base. That should go down 8-6-4 on the put out at second base. 2 away. Anderson ended up at third. So it was a base hit for Corba, and he does officially get on base, but then trying to get to second base, he kind of stretched it a bit too far there. Grayson Coate gets a chance to bat here for the Doc Stewarts. Takes a 1-0 pitch for strike 1. Pinch hit appearance for Coate. A 1-1 pitch. He is fouled back for strike 2. But so I was talking about it was a late night for the Docs, a late drive back here to Roseburg. Early morning and an early road trip for the Medford Mustangs after the action last night. They had to go to Lincoln, California. There's a ball out towards center field for Coate. It's going to carry enough out to Duke Lemke for the final out here in the 4th inning. So the Doc Stewarts will send 7 hitters to the plate. They score 3 more. They lead this one 13-0 as we head to the top of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
13-0. Doc Stewart's in front as we begin the 5th inning here at Champion Car Wash Field. Today's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyway Travel. Make sure you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. On the mound for the Doc Stewarts, Tegan Sprague looking to wrap it up. As a ball fouled back, strike one for Simon Caldwell. I would imagine that we are playing a 10-run mercy rule, and this one would end after 5 here as the 0-1 pitch is fouled back again by Caldwell for strike 2. We'll kind of figure that out and learn it together here as this 5th inning moves on, but I would assume a chance to end this one with 3 outs here for the Docs, leading 13-0. Baker's dozen. Strike 3. Beautiful breaking ball in for the strikeout. Second strikeout in the game for Caldwell. That is the 6th punch out in the game for Sprague. One away. Duke Lemke will bat. Lemke walked his first time up. That's been the only blemish for Sprague in this one, is not giving up a hit so far. Misses outside. Ball 1. Catches the outside corner for strike 1 against Lemke. So you might have asked yourself there when I mentioned Lincoln, California. That is 290 miles away from Medford as a ball fouled off for strike 2 for Lemke. It's about a 5-hour drive. Imagine there's probably a stop in there, maybe to use the bathroom, grab a bite. They're headed to McBean Stadium, home of the Lincoln Potters in the Pacific Empire League. As a 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. The runner heading down to first base. The throw down there. Grayson Coate at first base defensively will stretch into foul territory and makes the catch on the throw down by Braxton Gary. 7 strikeouts for Tegan Sprague. And Crew Knapp, the 9-hitter, the lefty, will stand in with 2 down. He fouls away the first pitch. Medford taking on the Cal State Peloteros, a doubleheader today and then 1 game tomorrow at 10 a.m. So Docs had the early call time here today to come back out to the ballpark. Medford had the early call time to get to the ballpark, to get into the buses and start heading south. That's quite the road trip they had themselves after last night's late night action that didn't get completed. The 0-1 pitch, check swing, couldn't hold up for strike 2. Crew Knapp down to his last strike, and I would imagine this might be the final out here in the ball game. No? Oh, we're going to go to 7 in a 9-inning ball game. That's what I'm being told. They could make up anything here. Swing and a miss. It's off the turf. Throwing down to first base will be Gary, and that will do it for the inning. And it doesn't appear, as we've been informed, it doesn't appear that they are going to wrap this one up here, so we continue to play on. It makes sense in a 9-inning ball game. Have to go a little bit longer. I guess it's 5-inning and a 7-inning ball game. That makes sense. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 13-0. Docs in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Starting the bottom of the 5th inning, home half here in this matchup. And Coach Cody Walton has come out of the dugout. I noticed this as we were in between innings. He was talking with home plate umpire Austin Stone. And I don't know if they're discussing maybe game plans for this one with the Docs up 13-0. So we'll find out. It's Legion Baseball. It's non-league action, so it's almost as if the rules don't matter. And you kind of just figure it out as you go. So Coach Walton talking with Coach Pendergast. They may be getting loose with the substitution rules, might be part of the thing. I don't know. I don't know what they're discussing, but they might be kind of figuring out just maybe being a little loose with some of the rules to allow some guys to get opportunities to get into the game and get a little bit of action. Either way, we play on here. It is Tegan Sprague that is going to come up to bat. He's the guy scheduled to bat in this spot, so here we go. Swings away at the first pitch. Sprague will fly it into the air out towards center field. Here in the afternoon sunshine, Duke Lemke makes the catch. One away for the Stewies. Mason Young's spot in the lineup. It's not going to be him. It will be Braxton Gary for the first time today.
Now batting number 19.
Despite my best attempts to try and get him an at-bat earlier, now it is Braxton Gary. He'll ground one on the first pitch to the shortstop. It is fielded by Lima. Lima gets it over. Oh, dropped at first base by Goodman. Got it over there in time, but Goodman couldn't hang on to it. That'll be just the second error in the ballgame for Bend.
Next batter, number 14, Hayden Thompson.
One out, one on. Gary is going to stay in to run. No, I think they are trying to get a courtesy. No, it doesn't look like they've got a courtesy runner coming out. They had stopped play for a second. I thought they were going to get that going, but nope. So back to action. It is Hayden Thompson. Takes a strike from the lefty Krunap out there on the mound. He came in the third inning. Uriah Johnson, we can get you his numbers. Low and inside for Thompson. Johnson goes 2 1/3. He allowed 10 runs on 7 hits. Not all of them are earned runs. There was an error helping a couple of runs score. 6 walks, no strikeouts, and 1 hit batter as a ball fouled away by Thompson. Strike 2 into the metal bleachers. So that is Uriah Johnson's stat line here today. He's on the hook for the loss. Krunap has come in. He's given up 3 runs in relief. The 1-2 pitch is high and away, 2-2. Braxton Gary out at first base, reaching on the drop ball at first. That was Gary's second plate appearance. He is still hitless on the season in just 2 trips to the dish. The 2-2. Thompson lifts it in the air down the left field line. It's drifting into foul territory, and it will land foul. It will stay a 2-2 count for him at the plate. Earlier today, things are getting set up for the first Music on the Half Shell concert coming up this evening at Stewart Park, back behind us here at the ballpark. And I believe it was the Pepsi team that might have helped out. As a swing and a miss, strike 3. Thompson goes down swinging, chasing one up and the zone. Thompson had been 2 for 2 coming into that at bat with a double, a single, a walk as well. He'd been on base and scored 3 times. He has his first strikeout. That's the first strikeout in the game for the Bend pitching staff. Low and inside, strike 1 to Logan Shipman here, batting in the 9 spot. So I think the single-A team, the Pepsi Bottle Caps, they had practice this morning, and I believe before that they were over at the Half Shell helping set things up for the concert tonight. There's a pitch outside, goes to the backstop. Up to second base does go Braxton Gary. He advances on the wild pitch. That's been one of the community service things that has happened usually through the summer for the Douglas County Baseball Association and their programs. A swing and a miss. This actually, this is Amos Bowers batting here, not Logan Shipman. Bowers will take one that bounces in front of the plate. Heading up the third will go Gary. So Bowers a pinch hit appearance here in the 5th inning. 2 down and has a man at third. Takes low and the count goes full. But that is one of the community service portions of what this program and this organization, Douglas County Baseball Association, tries to do for these young men, is show them how it is to help out their community and lend a helping hand. And so earlier this morning, I believe the single-A Pepsi bottle caps were out here and helping with the setup across the way at Stewart Park for Music on the Half Shell that is coming up tonight. Always nice to see the team getting involved and helping out in the community. Full count pitch, 2 down, a man at third. Bowers will foul one away to stay alive. Last night, we've talked about the crazy night down in Medford. I thought it might have almost been a chance to get even crazier. Heard on the scanner when I got back to the office that there had been a car fire as a line drive shot into left field for Bowers. He'll have a hit in his first plate appearance of the day. An RBI single that drives in Braxton Gary. And it's now 14-0, Docs in front. That'll be the 13th hit in the game for the Docs. 14 runs have come in. And now the top of the order, Paxton Burke up to bat. Burke has 2 hits, a walk and a sac fly. He's driven in 3 runs and scored twice. Crew Knapp delivers high and away. So I got home. I think I got home a little before the team was, and I was sitting at the office working at my desk and the scanner going on, and I heard something about a fire, and I tuned in. And between here and Medford, there had been a car fire on the northbound I-5 that had caught the hillside on fire around mile marker, I think, 88, 89, somewhere in there. And I was worried the team was going to get caught in traffic with that, dealing with that on the way home. It's a 2-0 pitch here to Burke. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Not like we could just add any more craziness to what last night already was. But I thought, geez Louise, just our luck to have that happen too. Ball lifted to left field for Burke on the run. That one is caught in left field by Kendry Hiltz, who has had some adventures out there. He's had a couple of balls hit his direction that have twisted him up and a couple that just kept carrying on him. This time he tracks it down, heading towards the alley in left center. And that is the final out here in the 5th inning. 1 run will score for the Doc Stewarts on 1 hit. There was 1 error for Bend, and 1 man left on base. We're through 5 innings. Docs lead it big, 14-0 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Docs Baseball here on the Score, brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. Just looking through to see if our news partner, News Radio 93.9 FM and 1240 KQEN, had any maybe updates on the fire that I was talking about last night there. Not seeing anything posted as of yet. I know Kyle Bailey, our news director, was trying to dig up some information on some things that happened overnight there. So maybe he'll have something more on that coming up in the near future. We go to the 6th inning. It's a shutout going for the Doc Stewarts here. After 5 innings of play. No hits, no runs for Bend. The Doc Stewarts will make a move to the bullpen. Logan Shipman will take over on the mound. So Shipman takes over for Tegan Sprague, and inherits a shutout, and will try to keep it going. First pitch to the top of the order, Silas Bruce will come up to bat. He swings and fouls off the first offering from Shipman. Logan Shipman out of Marshfield High School. The 0-1 pitch. That ball hit softly towards right field. It'll land fair, and there is your first hit of the game for Bend. Silas Bruce got handcuffed, but he just hits a soft little liner out towards shallow right field in no man's land. Reagan Soper and I believe that's Hayden Thompson still out in right field. They both tried to converge on that one, neither able to get there in time. That is still Thompson in right. So a man on the first hit of the game for the Lava Bears. Shipman will miss outside. Ball one against the two-hitter Kendry Hiltz. If you missed earlier in the broadcast, we were talking about last night's action in Medford, and I've been getting a lot of questions about what took place down there. It's a 1-0 pitch from Shipman, misses high and inside, 2-0 count. Game one, walk-off win for Medford. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to walk off with a 10-9 win. 2-0 pitch here. Shipman, ball up the middle. It'll be Soper, fields at second base, throw over to first, double play. Grayson Cote at first base there to receive the baseball. And so that will do it for the first 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Reagan Soper steps on the bag to retire Bruce for the first out, and then sends it over to Coates at first for the second. That brings up Uriah Johnson. 2 down, nobody on. First pitch, ball 1 for Johnson. So game 1 went to Medford. Game 2, Docs were leading 1-0, top of the 3rd. The power went out. The lights did not come back on at the stadium. It was too dark to continue play, so they suspended play in the top of the 3rd. 2 outs with nobody on base. Docs leading 1-0 as the ball belted in the air left side. Foul territory, and it'll get down in foul territory for strike 1. So with the game suspended, everybody is wondering, will they make up that game? And my expectation is, yes, they will. The plan would be to make it up. I just don't know when, and I don't think anybody does as of right now have a solid idea exactly when that might be. We will keep you posted. But at the moment, don't know when that game might get made up. 1-0 pitch. This one's belted out towards the parking lot. That might make it across Stewart Parkway. And it'll be a 1-2 count for Uriah Johnson. I think we've got Amos Bowers playing third base. He is getting opportunities to play in places I've never seen him play. He probably has at younger ages. There's a 1-2 pitch from Shipman, misses low and outside. Two count. Still got Paxton Burke out at shortstop. And that ball will be hit to him. He's got it. Over to Cote at first. And that is going to round out things here in the top of the 6th. The first hit of the ballgame for the Ben Lava Bears. Silas Bruce drops one into shallow right field on a little Texas leaguer. But a double play helps get 2 outs, and they get the final one there on the ground out to short. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 14-0. Doc Stewart's in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The Ben Lava Bears will make a pitching change here for the 6th inning. Simon Caldwell will go to the mound.
The new pitcher for the Lava Bears.
So he goes from third base to the mound. They bring in Kendry Hiltz from left field. He takes over at third base. There's a new man out in right field. That is Johnson, it looks like, has moved from right field to left field to take over for Hiltz out there. And I would imagine that Krunapp has gone back to right field defensively after being on the mound. So here we go, start the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch swinging away for Reagan Soper. It will carry to Duke Lemke in center field. One out to start things here in the 6th inning on the first pitch for Simon Caldwell. Yeah, you got the lefty out there in right field, so Krunapp went back out to right field defensively. One out. First pitch swinging for Amos Bowers. He will get it out to the new left fielder. That is Johnson. Lands in front of him, and that is a base hit for Amos Bowers, who is now batted in 2 different spots in the order.
Next batter, number 1, Christian Corbach.
I think that might have been why they were getting a little, having a conversation there. They might be getting a little creative with the lineup card. So a base hit for Bowers, 14th hit in the game for the Docs. First pitch is a little high for, this is Christian Corbach. Corbach will take a strike on the inside corner at the top of the zone. Christian 1 for 4 in the game. Mentioned that he had not had a hit, had been the only guy that hadn't gotten on base, and he promptly did so the last time he was up. Takes high for a 2-1 count. So Krunapp came in the 3rd inning. Ended up getting the final 2 outs there. So he ends up pitching 2 2/3. Corbach reaches for 1, pops it up on the infield. It'll be the pitcher that takes it. Corbach, for the 4th time in the ballgame, has flown out. And twice, it's actually 3 times it's been on the infield. 2 down.
Next batter, number 21.
Grayson Coate will step up to bat with 2 away and a man on at first. Coate rips one left side. Third baseman Hiltz has time. He'll go the short way to second. Gets Amos Bowers there. And that will wrap things up here in the 6th inning. So a quick one there for Simon Caldwell on the mound in relief. And it's going to be a 14-0 lead as we go to the 7th inning. Presumably, the Ben Lava Bears need 5 runs to keep this game going. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community. Our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Logan Shipman out there to try and close out this ball game. Tegan Sprague, the starter for the Docs, went 5 innings, did not allow a hit or a run, 3 walks and 8 strikeouts in the start there for Sprague as he tries to pick up a win. Logan Shipman, not a save situation here, so he will try to just close this one out. Gets the first pitch, hit in the air to right field. Coming out and going in, it'll be the second baseman, Reagan Soper, that was going out. And he makes the catch just in front of right fielder Hayden Thompson, who came charging in to try and make the play. Nolan Goodman will fly out for the first out here. That was 2 players I was worried they were going to collide on that one there. 1 down. That ball hit right field as well, and it'll get down for a base hit for Derek Lima. Lima. Out Hayden Thompson trying to throw him out at first base. Didn't get it there in time. Boy, that was close. Just watching it on the replay, that was a close play at first base for Hayden Thompson. Derek Lima gets on. Just the second hit in the ball game for Ben. 1 on, 1 away. Outside, ball 1 to start off against Jerry Jones. Nope, not Jerry here. A new batter, number 6 at the plate there. We'll look up his name here in a second. The 1-0, he swings through and got hit, I think, on his hand as he swung through on that one. Yeah, he shakes that out. It'll be a strike, unfortunately, for him. This is Henry Lelouge that is batting. He's got the 1-1 count. Swings through for strike 2. Lelouge, a pinch hit here for Jerry Jones. It's got a 1-2 count. Pitch from Shipman goes to the backstop, and up to second base will go Derek Lima. A wild pitch. That is the second time in the ball game that the Lava Bears have gotten a man into scoring position. Duke Lemke reached second base in the 3rd inning after back-to-back walks by Tegan Sprague. The 2-2 pitch from Shipman misses high. Behind the plate, Gary. It popped out of his glove as he had to reach up to get to that ball. Popped out of his glove out at second base. Lima gave it a look, but does not try to take third. Full count pitch coming up for Shipman against the pinch hitter Lelouge. Logan delivers and gets him to swing and miss for strike 3. Chasing some high heat. Down on strikes goes Lelouge, and it's 2 away. First strikeout for Logan Shipman. And up to bat is Simon Caldwell, who's now on the mound defensively for Bend. First pitch from Shipman misses high and inside. Caldwell leans out of the way. Dogs have tomorrow off. They're back to action with an afternoon affair on Thursday here at home against Clackamas. 1-0 pitch again, high and inside, 2-0 count. Today's game has been brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. That is Barnes Heating and Cooling. 2-0 pitch. Misses outside, and it's 3-0. Stick around in the postgame. I believe it might be coming up next. We will have your player of the game brought to you by Champion Car Wash. You can make your car or truck shine like today's player of the game with Champion Car Wash. As a strike across on the 3-0 pitch to Simon Caldwell. Visit Champion Car Wash where you can sparkle without the splurge. Celebrating 30 years in Roseburg. That's Champion Car Wash. 3-1 is high, ball 4. Simon Caldwell had struck out twice against Tegan Sprague. He reaches here on a walk. 2-out walk puts runners at first and second. It is the second time in the ball game that the Lava Bears have had 2 runners on base. Duke Lemke 0 for 1 of the game, a strikeout his last time up. He will poke one towards short, one hop to Burke. He gets it to second base where Soper will put out Caldwell. And I believe that's going to wrap it up here for us today. It sure looks like that is going to be the case as the Doc Stewarts come out of the dugout to shake hands at home. And so your final score is going to be 14-0 after 7 innings. Doc Stewarts get the win over the Bend Lava Bears as they will go to 5-7 on the season overall. Docs get the win. Tegan Sprague on the mound will pick up the pitching victory. And the Doc Stewarts will try to carry that momentum into Thursday's game here at home against the visiting Clackamas Cavaliers. Final score again, 14-0. We come back with the postgame show after this here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Well, a big victory here for the Doc Stewarts against the Bend Lava Bears, who make the trip over today. We appreciate them coming on over to play this one and being flexible with the structure of it. It was scheduled to be a double-header, but after that late night last night and with guys a little banged up and fatigued here, the Doc Stewarts were curious about maybe trying to mix it up a little bit. And with one 9-inning game planned after the changes last night and a big victory, Docs end up playing just 7 innings here today. They'll improve to 5-7 on the season overall. And the Doc Stewarts now will look to try and carry that momentum into games on Thursday and coming up over the weekend. They're scheduled to play once on Thursday against Clackamas and twice on Saturday against Reno. So that is on the schedule coming up. But for the Doc Stewarts here today, they get a 14-0 victory on top of Bend. The Lava Bears managed just 2 hits in the contest. Both of those come against Logan Shipman in relief. Tegan Sprague pitching 5 shutout and hitless innings to start out the ballgame. Final numbers: no runs, 2 hits, 2 errors, and 5 men left on base for Bend. For Roseburg, 14 runs on 14 hits, no errors, and 9 men left on base. Doc scored in every inning except for the first and the sixth. They put up 3 in the second to take the lead, put 7 on the board in the third, added another 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and it makes it 14-0. Tegan Sprague gets the win, 5 innings, no runs, no hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. He is now 1-1 on the season. Logan Shipman came on in relief in a non-save situation, 2 innings, no runs allowed on 2 hits, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Uriah Johnson takes the loss. He gives up 10 runs on 7 hits and 2 1/3. He gave up 6 walks, 1 hit batter, no strikeouts. Keeran App came in, pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, had 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Simon Caldwell pitched the final inning for Bend. No runs, 1 hit, no walks, and no strikeouts. Offensively here today for Bend, Silas Bruce had a hit. The first hit of the game, a little bloop out towards right field, dropped in. He got on base in the 6th inning, and then Derek Lima had a line drive to right field, got on base with a 1-out single in the 7th inning here in the ball game. On the other side for the Doc Stewarts, 14 hits in this one. A lot of guys getting a couple of hits in this ball game, and a lot of guys getting a chance to have an at-bat. Paxton Burke had 2 hits in the game. He goes 2 for 3, drove in 3 runs, had a walk and a sac fly. Reagan Soper had 3 hits in the game. He drives in 4 runs in this one, also scored twice, had 2 doubles. Logan Anderson was 2 for 2 in the game with a pair of singles, had an RBI, was hit by a pitch and walked. You had Christian Corba go 1 for 5 in the game with a single. Danner Wirtz was 0 for 2 in the game. He reached on a walk, scored a run, also reached on an error. Grayson Coate came in to bat in his spot, was 0 for 2, reaching once on a fielder's choice. Tegan Sprague was 2 for 4 in the game with a pair of doubles, scored a run. Let's see here. Mason Young came in. He was 0 for 1 in the game, had a sac fly to drive in a run, walked and scored a run. Braxton Gary came in his spot, caught the last couple of innings. He reached on an error and would eventually score a run. Hayden Thompson was 2 for 3 with a double, a single, scored 3 times, reached on a walk, had an RBI on a double. Quinn Gaylor was 0 for 1 in the 9 spot. He drove in a run on a ground out, also walked and scored a run. Logan Shipman came in, had 1 at-bat, 1 plate appearance. He walked and scored a run. Amos Bowers batted in that 9 spot. He had an RBI single. He then also hit in the 3 spot. I think they got a little creative with the lineup a little bit there. So Bowers ended up going 2 for 2 in the game with a couple of singles and an RBI. So all around, a lot of good stuff there for the Doc Stewarts today. It's time now to name our Champion Car Wash player of the game. Before we do that, though, we need to get in some legal notices here, so we will do a legal ID here for our radio listeners. Let's do that real quick. Pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score. Today's player of the game is going to be Tegan Sprague. Your player of the game brought to you by Champion Car Wash. Make your car or truck shine like tonight's player of the game. Visit Champion Car Wash, where you can sparkle without the splurge. Celebrating 30 years in Roseburg, it's Champion Car Wash. Tegan Sprague gets the win to go to 1-1, his first victory on the mound this season. He pitched 5 innings, did not give up a run or a hit, 3 walks and 8 strikeouts. He also had the 2 doubles at the plate, going 2 for 4. He's your player of the game this afternoon. Up next for the Doc Stewarts, they're back at home to take on the Clackamas Cavaliers. That will be on Thursday. It's a single 9-inning ball game. And that is another noon start time for that one. So we'll be on the air starting at 11:45 on Thursday afternoon. And you'll be able to tune in and catch that here on our video stream and also on our radio broadcast as well on the Score. So hopefully you'll tune in and join us for another afternoon affair here at Champion Car Wash Field. I want to say thanks for the Bend Lava Bears for being flexible and making the trip over here today. Good luck to them with the rest of their summer. Thanks to Executive Director of the Douglas County Baseball Association, Jake Whistler, Head Coach of the Docs Baseball Club, Cody Walton. Thanks to all the players and assistant coaches for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on the Score. I want to say thanks to Dale Cranford back in the studio for the radio production here today. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. That'll do it for us here on this Tuesday afternoon here at Champion Car Wash Field. Docs get a 14-0 win over the Bend Lava Bears. Up next is the Clackamas Cavaliers on Thursday. The game will start at noon. We've got pregame coverage starting at 11:45. You can tune in and catch it streaming on 541radio.com, or you can watch the game on our 1490 The Score YouTube channel, or you can tune in and catch Doc Stewart's Baseball all summer long right here on Douglas